Hey guys, I'm Jasper. Hi, I'm Jaspi. Today I'm going to talk about feminist theory, and here I have the first question to ask Jasper. I ask the definitions of feminist theory. Feminist theory discusses the participations and role of women in almost every area of the community and society as a whole. Here's the second question. May I know the legal historical background of this theory? The aim of feminist theory was to shift the debate from class to gender. It was directed at the stereotype representations of women in classic Hollywood cinema. Now, coming up to the third question. Who is the first to approach this feminist theory? The first approach to this theory was Molly Haskell, From Revenue to Rape. She suggested that film reflect society which reflect the ideological and social construction of women. Besides, feminist theory involves its dominant approach exemplified by such journals as Screen and Camera Obscura. It involved a theoretical combination of semiotic, outer Syrian Marxism, and the Keynesian psychoanalysis. So, Molly Haskell is the first to approach this theory. Might know any other breakthrough in this theory? Of course. According to Laura Mulvey, Visual Pleasure and Narrative Cinema, 1975, it focused more on textual relation between screen and spectator. It was trying to understand what are the ways in which women are seen in the cinema in terms of visually how are they represented and how does it matter in narrative cinema. She examined the way in which cinema functions through its codes and conventions to construct the way in which woman is to be looked at, starting with the male point of view within the film and subsequently the spectator who identify with the male protagonist. She described this process of viewing as scopophilia, which means pleasure in viewing. She also describes that men and women are differently positioned by cinema. Besides, men as subject identify with agents who drive the film narrative forward. Next, women as object for masculine desire and fetishistic gazing. Lastly, female character is passive and powerless. Now, the next question is there any application in this feminist theory? Yes, Laura Mulvey also very concerned with the way in which cinema construct the male gaze in relation to female passivity. Based on the male gaze theory, is where women in the media as an object are viewed from the eyes of a subject which is heterosexual man, and that these women are represented as passive object of male desire. Audiences are forced to view women from the point of view of heterosexual men, even if they are heterosexual women or homosexual men. Male gaze consists of 5 perspectives, such as voyeurism, cameral, character, spectator, and narcissistic. First, voyeurism is how we get visual pleasure through looking at character, figures, and situation. Next, male gaze occurs when the camera puts the audience in the perspective of heterosexual man, and even the camera lingers over the curve of a woman's body. Besides, character means the way of male character is viewing and gazing the woman. Moreover, for the spectator, man is made to identify with the male character and view the female character. Lastly, narcissistic is come from the audience self-recognition of character and environment. Thank you for your explanations. Since you have taught us about the definitions, history background, and applications of this theory, may I know, do you have any example to show us? Of course, we got one movie example that portrays feminism, which is Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is a movie that portrays women empowerment. In this movie, it encourages women to stand up for themselves and learn to fight and be strong so they don't have to scare or depend on men. The protagonist, Wonder Woman, is a leading role and she represents a strong woman in this movie. For example, audience can get visual pleasure by looking at the character as she stands out from the man. In here is a video clip of Wonder Woman. It shows how feminist theory is portrayed in the film. Actually, there are many other feminism films such as Mona Lisa Smile, Little Woman, What's for Women, Mulan, and so on. Today, my feminist theory video will stop at here. Thank you for listening and watching.